What's it been like working with Demi? Have you heard any of her new music?
That's the first question. Um, I'm elderly, so I haven't heard a lot of her old music, but she's a terrific and funny actress. She's been great to have.
Talk to me about it, working with her. What's it? Did you do a lot of rehearsing and bonding off screen, or?
No. America wants to know. You know what? We don't do a lot of rehearsing of any kind. We never have. Our show, we work about 3 hours a day. We throw it on its feet. We show the writers. We go home. So Demi was kind of used to that. She comes from comedy. She was a kid doing it. So, but a lot of other actors that shoot movies that are used to long days are amazed at the pace. We work very fast.
Is it a little bittersweet, sentimental?
Absolutely. We shot the last episode before Christmas. So,
So you've already had a
yeah,
month,
and I'm really delighted, not just with the last episode, but kind of the last 5, 6. It builds very nicely to this ending that I think all 4 characters deserve.
would you predict another revival down the road?
We'll have to be fed our lines through, an earpiece probably, and be held up by people off camera. It's hard to imagine that we could better what we did, particularly this season. I love season 3 of this reboot, but never say never. Last time we did the show, the word reboot wasn't even a word.
No, Grandpa will.
Well, does America want to see that? I don't know. I've grown the beard for it, so we have it in case they do.
The original finale had to be done for the revival. So what can you say about the ending here? Will it be similar? Will you be satisfied?
I think fans will be more satisfied this time. We tried to come up with something. I shouldn't say we. The writers, Max and David, came up with an ending last time that I loved, but some people were thrown by because we separated Will and Grace. They stopped talking to each other. We jumped time, which is kind of why we had to pretend that never happened for the revival to work. This time around, I think all 4 characters get a very happy ending.
What was it like having Sean, Deborah, Karen, Megan back in your life as a daily occurrence?
What was strange about it is that we hadn't seen a lot of each other in 10 years, and yet we just fell right back into it. It's just the 4 of us on that stage with that crew around us, with Jimmy, with those writers. It felt like no time at all had passed.
Well, it's been a month already. Do you miss anything yet, or are you still getting a breather?
Oh, I miss it. I need to work. I get antsy. My wife's like, "Is there not something you can go and shoot somewhere?" Yeah, I definitely miss it. And it was always a job about joy. And it wasn't just that the show was funny. It was that the show was ever changing. Every night, the writers will have seen a run through, and they often rewrite half of it. So it was always fresh. There was always some reason to go in and keep polishing it.
So both Will and Grace are on the road to parenthood.
They are.
What's different this time versus the original series about this?
I think last time we didn't really. What we did wonderfully in the first season was about halfway through those 8 seasons, we talked a lot about Will's desire to do it, and Grace was going to have a baby for Harry, a baby. They were going to have a baby together, and then that went away, and that led to some wonderful dramatic episodes. This time around, but then in the first one, when we got to have them having kids, it was very much at the very end. It was all of a sudden we cut to 2 years later and they had got kids. This time, this season 3, we get to explore it from the beginning. The decision to do it, both on Will's part, to have a baby with Matt Bomer, who, as we saw a few weeks ago, is no longer in the picture, and then Grace's decision to keep this surprise baby. So they both have a similar track that they're on together, which is only appropriate. But it's at the same time, they're not sharing. Each has their own experience with parenthood.
Did you take anything from the set as a memento?
Yes, I'm not allowed to say yet, because I'll get in trouble.
Say
No,
what you stole?
I'm kidding. I wanted to take the painting. Everyone wanted to take that painting, and no one was allowed. It's kind of the most iconic thing. We didn't know it would be, but over time it seems to have made its way into virtually every shot behind us. And we do a whole gag about it right near the end that everybody thinks it's a painting of me, and there's a lot of comedy that comes from that.
You should have done a raffle.
The boss gets it. Max gets the painting.
What will you miss most about Will?
Will, as neurotic as Will was, he was also very free. I felt very free being Will. I got to a point where I didn't have to question, how would Will say this? Or what's the best way? It just, those writers knew how to write that character, knew how to write my delivery, and I'll miss the ease, just the ease of putting on his shoes every day.